Good morning, everybody. Man, the music industry can be messy, even when you're at the top of the scale like Taylor Swift.
So we're going to start with Justin Bieber before we get to that Taylor Swift story. So, of course, Bieber's manager is Scooter Braun, and that's all involved with that Taylor Swift story. But we'll get to that after. We're going to get to Bieber first here, and his ex-choreographer, Emma Portner, who's also married to Ellen Page, the
actress,
slammed him for degrading women. She was his choreographer on the Purpose World Tour. And she said that the way he does that, and she regrets working under his name at all, degrades women. It's an abomination, she said. She earned less than minimum wage for the hours she invested while working for Biebs and couldn't afford to eat.
Oh, my gosh.
Also called out his church for having anti-LGBTQ plus views. And these comments came after Bieber spoke out against Taylor Swift for publicly blasting his manager, Scooter Braun.
These are really inflammatory statements. In terms of the pay, you think, did he even know what she was getting paid, if that is true? Because that sounds crazy to me as a choreographer to get less than minimum wage where she can't even afford to eat. So why did she stick it out? Maybe to say she's working with Justin?
Maybe. Because, I mean, you think about that, the Purpose World Tour is massive.
Yeah.
It's giant. So to be able to work with that, get that on your, your resume, and she's obviously accomplished already, but that's a big deal. You want to have that.
And you only hear good things about, lately anyway, that he's been very well behaved. So we'll have to wait to see if he comes out with any statements to retaliate.
Well, speaking of statements, he's been standing up for his manager, Scooter Braun, who is in a heated public battle with Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift is not impressed with Big Machine Records, for buying her masters. So here's the deal. Big Machine Records owns her masters. She left the label in 2018.
So they own her catalog of music?
Her catalog of music, her music that she wrote, she created, all that. That's part of that. They said that she had every chance to get that music before she left the label. She said no. She had maybe less than a month. She didn't have the opportunity, like everybody else, to get back her own music. Scooter Braun now owns that. She's accusing of Scooter Braun and a number of his clients, including Kanye West and the Biebs, incessant manipulative behavior over the course of the years. Adding Braun has now stripped her of her life's work, claiming she never actually had the opportunity to purchase those rights to her music. And she said that the label never gave her the outright check in the way that she's now apparently doing for others. So.
Ooh, so this is only beginning. See, I said finally, there's no drama, even though she feeds off that for her music, whether it's a breakup with a boyfriend or the Katy Perry feud, Bad Blood. I'm like, what's she going to write about? Now there's this.
There's a ton of drama, and people like Demi Lovato and Justin Bieber have come to Scooter Braun's defense, whereas Camila Cabello, Halsey, they've all said stuff in Taylor Swift's defense. Now her fans have been calling out Ed Sheeran, saying, why aren't you saying anything? You're one of the biggest songwriters in the world.
Dragging everybody in.
In there, he said, listen, her and I have been speaking personally. I'm not going to publicly say much. So
classy thing to do. Keep it out of the public.
This is going to continue for a while, so...
Maybe that's why she did bring it out into the open, is she wants the world's attention because she feels like she can't compete with these behemoths, even though she's one herself.
Well,
we don't know.
That's the thing. You don't get the rights to your own music. It's such a tricky industry in that sense. So something for people to learn if you are getting in that industry. Make sure you know what you're signing with your contracts.
We used to hear about that back in the day, where the artist would be taken, right, and get very little in royalties. To think that's still happening now with a powerhouse like Taylor,
right?
Yeah, someone's in trouble.
All right, we're talking about powerhouses, of course, music-wise as well. We're going to break down the top contenders for 2019 Song of the Summer. Still weigh in. You've got time to let us know what you think it is so far at BT Toronto.
Right now, over to Mel in the newsroom. Thanks, Dee.